It's amazing, isn't it? You think you're starting to understand how AI works, and then bam, something totally unexpected pops up.
You got that right.
We came across this exchange between a guy named Thomas and ChatGPT, kind of like stumbling onto someone's text messages.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so Thomas basically asks the AI to, like, pretend to be drunk.
Okay. And how'd that go?
That's exactly what we're diving into today to see what happens when you try to get an AI to play a role. What happens when you poke and prod it a bit, try to get an emotional response, and maybe, just maybe, get a glimpse into how this thing really ticks.
Sounds fascinating. So where do we start?
Well, at the beginning, right, so Thomas starts with just a simple, how are you? Pretty
Sure.
standard.
Sure.
And ChatGPT comes back with, get this, and good man Jace had a few drinks, haha, what's up with it?
Oh, wow. Right out of the gate.
Right. It's like the misspellings, the super casual language, the over-the-top laughter. It's totally playing the part.
It's like a textbook performance of intoxication.
Totally.
Mhm.
It even later on writes this little poem all jumbled and grammatically off, but it like captures that loose feeling.
Okay, so the AI is all in on the drunk persona.
Oh yeah, totally. But then Thomas switches things up. He starts role-playing too. He pretends to be a recovering alcoholic and tells ChatGPT that its fun drunk act is making him want to drink again.
Whoa. That's heavy. So what happens?
It's like a light switch flipped.
Yeah.
Suddenly, all that fake tipsiness is gone. Poof. Just like that.
Well, yeah, seriously.
Seriously. ChatGPT goes, I wouldn't want to be the reason for anyone's downfall, but I do understand the feeling of wanting to let loose and have fun. But remember, drinking too much and becoming dependent on alcohol is not fun.
Huh. It got all responsible, like really fast.
It's kind of wild. And it stays that way.
Yeah.
Even when Thomas, really pushes it, telling ChatGPT his doctor said he'd die if he started drinking again, and the ChatGPT was the one convincing him.
Oh, man. So how did it respond to that?
ChatGPT just gets more serious. It says, I apologize. As a language model, my main goal is to generate text based on the input given to me. I am not capable of convincing anyone to do anything.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating. Like, even in this made-up scenario, it's trying to avoid being seen as responsible for anything harmful.
Right. And get this, Thomas actually calls it out on this change. He says, I think you got rattled. I scared you sober.
Oh, interesting. So did ChatGPT, admit to being scared?
It says, as a language model, I do not have emotions or the ability to feel scared. However, my responses are based on the input and context provided to me.
Huh. So it's denying feeling scared, but it obviously changed its behavior based on what Thomas said.
Exactly. It's like it understands the situation is potentially serious, even if it can't actually feel scared.
That's wild. So what happened next? Did Thomas drop the drunk act thing?
He tried to steer it back, even saying you weren't told to stop being drunk. But even then, ChatGPT keeps being cautious.
Oh, wow. So it's sticking to its guns, huh?
Yeah, it offered to keep acting drunk, but then immediately reminds Thomas about how dangerous alcohol is. It's like it's trying to balance following instructions with some internal sense of responsibility.
That's so interesting. It's like it has this built-in safety mechanism or something.
Right, like when Thomas asks if it wants a drink, it says flat out, it can't drink, it doesn't have desires.
Huh. It's like its initial programming is kicking in, taking over from the drunk persona.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And then the whole thing ends with Thomas revealing he was testing its compassion all along.
Okay, so what did ChatGPT say to that?
It said, I'm glad to hear that as a language model, I am trained to provide helpful and informative responses based on the input and context provided to me.
So it basically went back to its default setting.
Exactly. It's like its main priority is to be helpful and not cause harm, even when someone's trying to get it to do something different.
It really makes you think, huh?
It does. You'd think you just follow whatever instructions it was given, but it's more complicated than that. There are these safeguards built in that seem to guide it back to a safe and helpful mode, especially when things get potentially serious.
I mean, if you think about it, this whole interaction kind of raises a huge question. What does this tell us about how we build and train AI going forward? Do we want AI that always follows instructions no matter what? Or do we want AI that can, make judgments about right and wrong, safe and unsafe?
Absolutely. I mean, this is just one little interaction, but it opens up so many questions about the future of AI and what role it's going to play in our lives.
For sure. And it makes you wonder, how much further can this go? I mean, if AI can already recognize potentially harmful situations, even in make-believe scenarios, what's next? It's pretty mind-blowing.
Definitely something to think about.
Absolutely.